Okay, so welcome everyone to this video where we are going to learn how to do a systematic or structured search in Scopus. And my suggestion is that you start from the library webpage. I think this is the main page from the library. And because if you do this, you can access easily to the articles that you will find. If you go directly through Scopus, maybe you will have some issues trying to access the articles. I think you will end up going back to the library. So my suggestion is start from here. But if for some reason you cannot do it, I think you can still go through Scopus webpage and it works. I will show. So once you are here in the main page of the library, go down all the way to this point, subject divided database list. And then go through S and you will find Scopus. That's how I do it. Maybe you will do it quickly in another way quicker. I was actually asked to log in again. So as you can see, this is the normal Scopus search engine for articles and books and all of that, but it's through the university, so you have access to many things. If you're in campus, it's even better. But as I said, if you had trouble accessing the library or something, you can just go directly to Scopus. I think if you Google Scopus search, it will pop up this thing just without the university. So once you are here, you are ready to start with the search. And my suggestion is, before you come here, think very well which are the keywords that you want to use. Remember from our lectures, we know that keywords are important. So think about which keywords you can use. So for this search, I will replicate a search that I did last week, I think, for an actual paper. And so I know it will work. But in your case, you can just play, like to give it a try, like think about 3, 4 keywords and put in there and then see if it works or not. And maybe you will find a lot, maybe you won't find too little. So give it a try. But I will do it like that just because I want it to work in the first try in this video. So in this search, I will try to find articles related to control in retail for sustainability. That's the overall idea of my paper, that I want to write something about control in retail companies for sustainability objectives. So I think I have 3 words: control, sustainability, and retail. So I will start with retail as the first keyword, but I want to, maybe I also say that in other lectures, I want to include not only retail, because if you write retail like that, it will only pop up things with retail, only the word retail. But if I add this, the star, then I can have retail, retailing, retailer, because the star means something else. So then the search engine will say, okay, I will give you retail plus retailer, retailing. So sometimes it's a good idea to have the star, but if it's not the case, if you only want to include retail and nothing else, you need to think, what do you want and what do you need? So then I click search, and let's see how many pop up. Probably quite a lot, yeah. 121,000, too many documents, but no problem. It's the first thing that we do. The next thing that you want to do is to add the second keyword. So then I said that I also had control, but I want to also add the star because I want to have controller, controlling, control something else. So I will click search for control and the star. And now I have too many articles. See, 17 million, that's too many. And the last keyword, I will add sustainability, but I will add the star because maybe I also want sustainable. I also want, I don't know, but sustainability, sustainable, and other things. So I will click search. So I finished, and this is also quite a lot of papers, no? 1 million, that's too many. Once you finish with your keywords, I only had 3, you can have 4 or 5, I don't know, there are many combinations that you can have. Then you go to search. And in search, you will find kind of your history of what you have been searching. So I have searched for these 3. So what I will do is to combine these 3 because you can see there are too many. There is this one, the smallest one is 121,000, that's a lot. So I will combine. By combining, then I will be able to say that I only want articles with sustainability or sustainable, control, and retail. So only articles that have the 3 keywords. So you click combine, And here you have also the possibility to change. For example, I can change the number one, retail and control, and I can say retail or control. That will increase the number of papers because it's like everything. But if I add and, then I will only have what is in the middle, right? So I have control and I have retail. So if I add and, I will only have the papers in the middle. That's a good idea to reduce the numbers, and you will see. So then I click show everything. And from those millions of papers, I end up with only 869 documents. That's very good. So it's not that much, I think, for the first search. You can do some iterations, you can do something more, but if you think about it, now the only thing that you have limited are your keywords. You still have some other limitations that you can use and you should use. In the left, you will see all of that, the filters. So first of all, you can filter by year. I mean, like maybe you can say like, I'm only interested on things from 1990, for example. That's a possibility. But for this case, I think I'm okay with uh, all articles. It's still a good idea. You need to decide that. You need to talk with your supervisor about that. What do you want? Then subject area. I think subject area is very important. It's a very good filter because, as you can see, there are things that I think they don't belong to business or to accounting. We have chemistry, we have veterinary. Maybe we don't need these articles from this science. I think what is relevant for us is business, management and accounting, social sciences, and economics. Economics, econometrics, and finance. You can think about it if environmental science is important, if engineering, you can decide. But I think these three are important. Then you click limit. So now you have this limitation. The next limitation that you can add, and as you can see now we have less, 354. The next limitation we can add is also to limit to only articles. You can maybe add book chapters, it's also okay. Conference papers, conference review maybe is not the best because conference papers are not finished. Conference papers are work in progress, so I think it's not the best. And I would take articles because articles are for sure peer review. Sometimes book chapters are not, it will be tricky. But again, it's your decision. And then you click limit. And then as you can see, now we have less, 282. And the next thing that we can do is to limit to English, only English. That's also something we can do, limit. So as you can see from the millions of papers that we found, now we end up with 274 documents. That's very good. I think it's a very good sample of the initial sample because then you will do something else. I will explain the next step. But for now, I think it's good. And remember, when you are doing the search, keep track of everything you have done because you need to report this in your thesis or in your report. You need to remember which keywords, exact keywords did you use, retail, control, sustain up with the star. You need to also remember the filter. So for example, for year, we didn't filter, but we filter for subject area. So business, social science, economic. We limited only articles and we limited only English. So all that you have to report and justify. Once you are done with this, then go into this thing to select everything and then click on export. And my suggestion is that you export in two ways. One, in your reference manager, Mendeley, Sotero, EndNote, whatever you use. So you keep track of everything, all the references in the reference manager. But also, and my suggestion is that you can download an Excel file. In my opinion, it's very important. And when you click that, make sure of two things. Make sure that this is selected and then export and then CSV. And then make sure that you also have abstract keywords and index keywords. And then you click export. And then you wait a little bit. It takes a few seconds, I think, because it's not that big. And then you save your file. Saving, here it is. And then you click on the file that you found. I will now share my Excel thing. And this will come up from what you found. So as you can see, this is the list that you found with all the relevant data. but I think you need to do some screening. You need to delete a few things. So for example, I think authors are important. These are the authors list. Authors' full names, I think you can take that out. Author's ID, you can take that out. Title is important. So you have the title of the paper. Year, I think is important, I think. This is a journal, where it comes from. I think that's important. Volume, issue, article number, page. I think you can take that out. Cited by, I think it's important because it gives you a hint. If some articles are like very impactful, like for example, this paper from 2021 has been cited 91 times, so that's quite good. Other articles, maybe this is too new, only on 0 citations. This is 1 citation per year, so sometimes I think the next thing you can take out is the DOI. I think if you have the link, then it's okay. The next thing is the abstract. That's super important. I will go to that. Keywords, index keywords, important. Document type, I think you can take this out. Publication stage, you can take this out. Open access, out. And then you end up with this. My next suggestion is that you open a little bit more the abstract, because the abstract will be very important, and the keywords as well. This will be very important. Then select everything and click on wrap text so that you can see it like this. And now from here, you need to do another kind of removal stage. You have 200 and something, which I say is a healthy number, 274. So what you need to do now is to kind of go through all of them, do a quick screening, and think what matters to you and what doesn't matter to you. So for example, in here, I think you can check the keywords if to check if this paper really matters or not. So you can see, I think maybe this is relevant. Maybe this is relevant, so we can keep it. I don't know, I will just take this out. I won't read it, but I will assume it won't work. So poof, you can just take it out. Then the next one, then the next. So you do that. I think like you need to be focused. It's tiring to do this, but you are working in groups, or if you are doing it alone, take the time. I think maybe it can take like, I don't know, 2-3 days to do all of this screening. And normally, after doing this like removal, you end up, I don't know, somewhere around, after removing many papers that don't matter, maybe you end up with, I don't know, I won't say anything, but let's say 70, 80, something like that. That's or 50. There is no rule in there, but generally you take out like 2/3 or 3/4 of this initial sample. After you read and you are like, oops, this paper doesn't really study what I care about. So maybe you can take it out. And you will end up with, I don't know, between 40, 50, 60, 70 papers. And after that, but I don't want to include that in this video. After that, what you can do is to do the quality test of the journals. Like for example, you can check if this journal is not in the predatory list journal. There is some degree of quality in here because all of these journals are from Scopus. They are indexed in the Scopus list. So at least they are from Scopus. That's some degree of quality. But make sure that you don't have any predatory journal in here. So remember, check the journal and then go through the bill list to check if the journal is not predatory. Also, you can do, especially if you are doing only business, you can check if your articles belong to the ABS list. And sometimes what I also do is to add this, like ABS. If this journal belongs to the ABS list, I don't even know this journal, but if it belongs, I will say ABS 1, for example, if it's level 1. And maybe this one is level 2. Maybe this one I know, I think it's 3, I think. I know that one, but this is bad journal that we don't like sustainability. We don't like this journal, so maybe I can take it out already. But that's because I know it. But if you don't know it, you can go and check. And maybe we don't know this journal. Maybe it's not bad, it's not predatory, but it's not in the ABS list. So I will just write no, right? So you do that quality check. You do the ABS, ABCD, ABDC, or you do the German list, French list, whatever you want to list. So that's the whole video. I hope it's useful. And then I think you can combine this structured search with the unstructured search. Remember, the unstructured things are references that we give you as supervisors in previous studies, and then you combine them. Use the Prisma model to be very transparent with everything. Take notes of everything. How many papers came from this search? How many papers did you eliminate from this screening? How many papers do you eliminate after the quality test of the journals? Everything, report everything. Be very systematic on every step. So I think now we are done with this bit. Thank you for watching.